right, we have another Evo to build. So I guess this one was recently purchased, and a cool guy named Mark bought this car, and like 3 days later it killed number 3 piston. So this thing killed number 3 piston. From the looks of it with the bore scope, it ended up it looks like it had a crack in the piston to begin with, and he possibly could have finished it off. I don't know the history on the build. I don't even know what the build is. I do know that the car is built, the motor I mean is built, but we have an issue obviously. So what we got going on is this is going to be, new motor. We have oil in the coolant, so that is no bueno. We have oil in the coolant, and I actually did not look to see if we have coolant in the oil. Let's find out real quick. Negative. We are golden. So oil, the oil is a little on the dark side, but it is what it is. This thing has got a FP black on it. Nice little turbo, little FP black there. And she's pretty nice, nice looking car. Got some nice wheels, kind of looks like a buddy of mine's, Alan's car. Real clean. Definitely got some gauge thing going on there on the top there with the stereo mounted down below. Same kind of interior as my car. Kind of got the carbon fiber dash piece there, and the carbon fiber insert on the inside. Nice, very, very nice. So it's got the side skirt extensions, battery location, and it's got air ride. But no, definitely a nice car. Definitely a nice car. It's got the little accent wing thing going on there, which is cool. She's a little dirty right now because when they brought it over the other day, it was raining. But yeah, we got a little hood exit action there, a little 38. And as you can tell, this is all wet, and it just blew out a little bit there. We got to figure out what's going on with the catch can, because apparently the catch can had been dry and didn't seem like it was getting anything, but it was blowing oil out this cap. So we're going to figure out what's going on there. We're probably going to add the breather to the front of the block. We'll do that. And the catch can's kind of interesting. It's actually down there. Here's the end that goes to the intake, and his intake was over here. So there's the inlet for that catch can. He had some nice coil-on plugs going on there. But we're going to do a full tear down. We're going to find out what happened to this motor. And we're going to do a rebuild. Probably going to do a 2-1. He'll end up, making the decision since he's actually spending the money. But yeah, I mean, this car's got some potential, and should be an interesting build. Yeah, we're just going to go for it. So, yay! Alright, this thing is a nice manifold. Yeah, these Force Performance manifolds they definitely flow really well. Definitely wouldn't mind one. Throw a little penetrant on those. Now, I'm probably going to have to raise the car up. And we got to drain the old radiator. We'll get the radiator out. And yeah, I mean, process of pulling a motor apart. Guess, you know, like we all do, you know, it's like, can't wait to see the carnage, but it's always a fucking sad day in Evo life. A very sad day in Evo life when you gotta pull a motor apart because it blew up. And luckily it did not window the block, so here's hoping the block's good. And I'll tell you what, this setup is not a bad setup. I am actually probably gonna end up doing something very similar, I don't know, to the old lady's car, because this is not a bad setup at all. I'm gonna clean some stuff up, that's for sure. You know, because I guess every builder has their preference and whatnot, but I don't like that this was going back into this. We'll probably end up capping this off, or we'll end up using it for a main vacuum feed for the fuel pressure regulator and his gauge here. We might cap this off because this is such a small port, you know, so we'll mess with that. You know, other than that, I mean, definitely a very nice setup, you know, and we'll probably end up trying to fix, we're going to fix his catch can, we're going to add some breather, and yeah, so yeah, we're going to have to raise the car and start getting everything underneath done. Oh man, I can't even, holy moly. All right, so check this out. Let's see if you can focus on that. I've got just a wad of just mild metal shavings. Yeah, just a wad of them. No big deal. Yeah, definitely had some wear issues going on there. Little gritty magnetic pickup here, but yeah, just a wad. Definitely took a minute to get it out, but it was really compact. That was definitely some engine wear there. So, and I'll tell you this, I'd recommend anytime you buy a car from somebody and you don't know the car, change the oil. Just pull the dipstick, look at the oil, change it, because this stuff is definitely freaking a little on the dark side. I mean, not a bad setup. I do like these Zona rotor style turbo setups they got going on here. They are nice. They are pretty nice. And there's a lot of rust on this car. Where the hell was it? Might end up using one of my other Evo oil pans. That one is horrendously rusty. Wow. And it's got the spot weld breaking right there. Yeah, that's yeah. Only had one other pan do that, but I see a minor leak coming out of that little guy right there. Huh. Yeah, we're gonna have to replace this pan. Use one of my extra pans I got over there. Let's see what we got here. Try to lug a little bit because I don't have the radiator cap off. Whoa! Woo! Yeah. Heck yeah. That is some awesome sauce right there. All over the place. Yay! And if you're wondering, no, that coolant does not taste good. So, while I am down here, I'm going to take this down a pipe off. And strap up this exhaust. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to let it down, take that T-bolt clamp off, get it loose from up there, and then I can pull it down and pull it forward or do some craziness. Definitely gonna have to disconnect the battery now. And yeah, let's get these front tires off. Disconnect the battery, get the front tires off. Oh yeah, we're good.
is there, Nate?
I don't know. How much rust was in Michigan? Because it's all on this car.
Nah.
I'll tell you what, whatever they, whatever's in the air, whatever's on the road and stuff like that, it makes it harder to test that hard.
You'll get a lot of salty cars in Idaho.
Your impact, since mine sucks. Hey, if they're hand tight, mine will actually take them off. That's only if they're hand tight, though.
I mean, yours have a good purpose for certain things, like when you need to put something on that you don't want to over torque. Sad thing is, you probably didn't even need my 1/2 inch. My 3/8 inch probably would have worked just as fine.
3 inches on this one. There's been quite a few times where it didn't get them off.
Yeah, well, you know.
But when you're working on cars from Michigan, you tend to accumulate a little rust.
I have found very little things in life that 1/2 inch will not get off. And the ones that wouldn't get off...
Porn stars it won't get off because it's only 1/2 inch.
Depends on what you attach to the end of it. Sit, boo-boo.
Pop the axles and go to temp rope.
Yep.
Wheel alignment. Didn't you have these wheels?
Yes, I had those exact wheels on my car probably 5 years ago.
Go through wheels like you go through underwear?
Actually, no, because I'm pretty sure I still have some of the underwear I owned 5 years ago.
Usually I like to mark it, but...
Well, yeah, but it's... Your camber is adjusted from the top on these anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I say usually I like it. Oh, that is a great sign right there.
Ooh. Got it.
Like
Made it through. All right.
I don't know how much sledgehammer it was going to take to pull that bolt, get that bolt out, but I knew how much I was going to use.
So use all 5 pounds of it.
Holy crap, dude, this thing is rusty. Right here, this spot weld right here had a little bit of oil dripping out of it. I think there's just a weep. There's just a tiny crack. Remember yours?
Yeah, that's where mine busted.
Yeah,
mine's completely smacked it and put a hole in it.
No, actually, no. Your hold the windage tray, the stock windage tray, out of the pan. That's why yours actually had the hole, because the 2-spot weld just pulled out of the pan, which is kind of weird. I've never seen that before, ever, in the history of never ever. I didn't drain the trans yet.
I can tell.
We'll be draining that.
You mean, as you can tell, you didn't drain the trans yet?
You said it, I didn't. I didn't drain the trans yet. Easy. Nice.
It's always easy when you have the right tools to do it.
Ooh.
If you don't have the right tools to pull that out, then yeah, your life sucks.
You know how many people I've actually gotten a phone call from? They're just like, we just can't get the transfer case off. Pull the through shaft? Oh, you gotta pull that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come out there. Well, we don't have anything to do it. It's like, ah.
Basically, that goes through the transmission to the T-case. You do have to pull it out on the driver's side if you want to separate the T-case and the transmission. You've got one over here on the passenger side too as well, but that one doesn't go all the way through the transmission, so it can actually stay in the car. Or in the transfer case, rather.
man, haven't unlocked the trans yet.
Yeah, that's the one you get more of a call on than the input shaft.
Yeah, that is true.
If you ever want to hate your life, try to disconnect the collar, the wave spring retainer from the throwout bearing to the actual pressure plate. And after you sit there and fight it and fight it and fight it for an hour, not, you know, having it disconnected, this skinny asshole comes up with a long screwdriver within 30 seconds, has it disconnected. Yeah, you're going to question your life choices at that point.
Hey, dude, you know, it's because the entire life of my car, I've never gone to a push style. I've always had pull style. And the one trick I learned was how to line up the little mark on the actual the keeper, you know, with the actual split in the ring, because you got, what is it? Because that's the lock, and then you got the actual the spring that goes around it. And if you line up the two ends, I guess I'll have to make a video on it. As soon as you push it in, it'll open up that opening in the actual lock spring, or the, you know, the round C-clip, whatever the hell you want to call it. And you know, once you do that, you spin it just a little bit, you do it one more time, and it just snaps off. It's actually really easy.
Which is kind of funny because we have differences in opinions here, because to him, the original style with the actual C-clip on the back of it's easier to actually break loose. To me, I think the ACT monolock's easier.
You know what the one problem I found with the monolock is with a lot of clutch dust, it fills up the little gaps in between, you know, the little round end. It fills those up with clutch dust. And then you sit there and you fight it, because you got to work all that clutch dust out of it. So I've had one where, you know, the clutch was done, and then I just fought the monolock. Like, ah. In one motion, it worked. Yeah, dude, the freaking inspection plate is just coated in rust. This thing is...
Inspection plate, oil pan.
Yeah. Oh, dude, by the way, so this right here, I pulled it out, covered, just almost completely closed with silicone.
Oh, really?
You know what you don't do? You don't do your drain back line and then put so much silicone on there that it almost closes the hole.
I didn't want it to leak.
It wasn't leaking. Yeah, it wasn't allowing the turbo to drain either. Well, motor's out. Good to go. There is a significant amount of rust on the backside of this motor. Either they didn't paint it that well, or they like rust. Holy moly. Michigan car. We got a lot of rust there. Rust there. That's decent shape. It's got a nice damper. That's not bad. Front of the block's painted. It's got a little rust on it. But yeah, she is rusty. So now we get to the process, pulling this motor apart, find out what happened. Find out exactly what all went down inside this motor, because what I was saying earlier about there is oil in the coolant, but there was no coolant in the oil. I drained the oil, coolant didn't come out first, which is kind of weird, but there is a boatload of oil in the radiator. I gotta rinse that out because it's everywhere. So yeah, I guess we'll see. Yay, adventure. We've got all the glitter.
Shiny.
The crank was... I'm surprised the crank does not have just gouges in it.
Yeah, we got the crank out.
Look at that. Okay, check this out. Look at this one. Zoom in on it. Look at that. All that crap on there. And dude, I can't catch my finger. No. I can feel a little bit with my fingernail, but it's not near what I thought it would be. That's impressive. Might be able to get away with polishing that crank and just getting some new rods and pistons.
So yeah, so it was of course the one with the hole. Look how scuffed that was. The gouges. I mean, you can catch that with your hand just rubbing across it.
Dude, it melted across the top of the ringland. These rings, this ring wasn't even seating anymore.
Nope.
Dude, it just melted right across the top because there's the rings popping out that side.
Yep.
And then there's some aluminum deposited there, and then it was just yeah. This cylinder was not happy.
It was toast. But yeah, K1 rods, Wiseco pistons.
Ooh, yeah. I can feel that.
Oh yeah.
You can feel that.
If you guys can see that. Yeah, you could.
Let's see if I can shine a light on there and just kind of. Oh yeah, look at that, dude.
That's
Woo!
pretty.
Yeah, there's aluminum deposited at the bottom. I wonder why that motor did not
So
work.
try on this one too. That one was. You can see that one
Yeah.
had it too as well.
Yep.
Yep. She definitely. She hurt.
Yeah. That block might. If the block will clean up at 40 over, we might be able to reuse this block, but we don't even know what the block was at. So, do some measurements, find out what we can do. I mean, the head gasket was toast. It hurt the head, but we can resurface the head. I think the head looks like it's only been surfaced once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, the wear indicator, the surface indicator, it's way a ways from it, so that's good. He may have lucked out, even though he owned the car for 3 days and he's building a motor.
Right. Right.
So, dude, look at these bearings. Look at this. The main bearings are just, for as hammered as these things are, I'm surprised that crank is as smooth as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. Nuts. That's nuts. Cool. Well, yeah, one of two things. So, guess what are we gonna do? So I'm giving him the we're giving him the 600 horse like budget build price, all the parts and pieces for that, and then we're gonna go for what? Full kill?
Yeah,
like
full
crazy.
kill. He wants to do 700 on that black.
Well, honestly, dude, it'd probably go with the K1 knife edge billet crank. I mean, they spun the balance shaft bearings. I'll have to. Well, that's one thing about our machinist, dude. He pulls the bearings out regardless. He at least saves them, you know, because they just got to be there to block an oil galley. Why would? Oh! You know how the freaking oil got in the coolant? The head, where it was burnt.
Mm-hmm.
So since this motor was pumping oil all throughout the intake and all that, and pumping it right through the motor, it was pumping it right through that freaking burn in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Number 3 cylinder puts a hole in the head. Number 4 cylinder's got a blown head gasket. You know, yeah. Number 4 blew the head gasket. Number 3 cylinder melted. There were some issues with this motor, this tune, or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, oil pump smoked. What did that? Over tensioning on the timing belt?
The oil pump's now out of the block, but I mean, you can't move it. It's just seized. It's done. So, but yeah, I mean, if they had the tensioning wrong on the timing belt, which they were using the OEM timing belt, so they weren't using the one that compensates and gives you the extra tooth.
And you know, since that
They
thing
got
was
tight.
clocked wrong, I wonder if it touched down and it went tight. Because all it has to do is touch down once.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it touches down, it takes that oil pump and it literally goes this direction with it. Because since the timing belt goes this way and the crank pulls on it, it'll pull it right into the cover. So that cover's done. So I mean, I got a bunch of covers and stuff, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what we can get away with this thing. Like I said, he may have lucked out, but he may have, you know, bit off a new block. Who knows?
Yeah.
So.
Or I mean, he can always go and get another one at the junkyard.
Yeah, $100.
Yeah.
2 4s, man.
2 4 blocks in this area are a dime a dozen.
Yeah. Dime a dozen.
Yep. So, anyway.
All right. Well, I guess that concludes our adventures in blown up Evo land.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it does not conclude the adventures of Mark's wallet. So, actually, I think it should be 2 prices. It's the price I'm going to tell my wife price, and
That's my worst nightmare. If I die, and my old lady freaking sells all the parts that I told her I spent on them. You know.
That's why Jake and I are responsible for that. If anything happens to you.
Oh, God.
All right, guys. Well, that guy right
Comment, subscribe.
there. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Do what you. Hey guys, so just wanted to apologize. There were a few skips in the video there where there was some footage you guys didn't see. One major one would be when we pulled the head off the actual block itself. I had some video that went corrupt and unfortunately was not able to share that footage with you guys, so I did want to apologize for that. Essentially what had happened is the number 3 piston had actually burnt a hole in the top of it. There was some damage to the head, there was a small little hole in it, as well as some scarring in the fire ring section. Things that look like it's probably going to be repairable to that extent. But again, just wanted to kind of thank you guys for sticking around and watching the video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and also hit the notification button too, so you guys can find out when we have new videos being posted.